So, what do you get when you combine A Christmas Carol, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and pastel ponies? You get a Hearths Warming tale. Yup, we're talking about Starlight Glimmer again. Absolutely no one should be surprised. Hello everyone, my name's Aloubell and it's almost Christmas, my favorite time of the year. As previously stated, I am a Christian, so I obviously love the celebration of the birth of my Savior Jesus Christ. The lights, the cheer, the cold weather, my family getting together, it's all fantastic. So let's just have a good time on the very first Aloubell Christmas special. Though, in this case, we're technically not talking about Christmas per se.
But Aloe, how can this be a Christmas special if we're not talking about Christmas?
Because, Bell, every now and then, shows do this thing where instead of celebrating Christmas, they celebrate Christmas, but call it something else. Why? Either because the meaning of Christmas, celebrating the birth of Christ, doesn't make sense in the context of the world, like with a world filled with talking ponies, dragons, griffins, etc., or it's because the writers want to avoid the religious association with the holiday. An example being in Sophia the First, where they are so obviously celebrating Christmas, but they call it Wassalia instead. It's not my favorite decision when shows decide to do that, considering how utterly unnecessary it is, but there's honestly not much I can do about it. In any case, as previously stated, MLP takes place in a world devoid of humans, so the original context of Christmas and what it celebrates doesn't make sense. So instead, the ponies celebrate Hearths Warming, which is a combination of Christmas and Independence Day. It celebrates the founding of Equestria, which is the country that most of the ponies live in. This fact leads me to be bugged by the song It's a Pony Kind of Christmas from the first Friendship is Magic Christmas album. It bugs me because 1, the ponies don't celebrate Christmas as it's not a concept in their world, and 2, there's a line saying all around the world of Equestria when Equestria is a country, not the world. Clearly, the continuity writers were not on board during the writing of this song. It's so incorrect, it hurts. It's a really nice song with wonderful instrumentals and melody, but it's such a shame because the lack of attention to detail puts me off every single time I listen to it. Anyway, I got off track. And now for a quick recap of the history of Hearths Warming, as to give some context to my viewers who never saw MLP. And yes, knowing the history will be important to understanding the heart of a Hearths Warming tale. For reference, we learned this info in Season 2, Episode 11. Once upon a time, the 3 pony races, unicorns, pegasi, and earth ponies, lived in separate kingdoms and they all hated each other. The unicorns were seen as snooty, the pegasi as brutes, and the earth ponies as dumb. However, they all had to make deals with one another in order to survive. As time went on, a brutal winter came and forced the races out of their kingdom so that they could find new land in order to survive. The leaders of each tribe went ahead and each ended up discovering the same ideal land. The 3 leaders fought each other for rights to the land, and during their arguments, the winter seemed to find them once again, bringing the bitter cold. But in their preoccupation to fighting, they didn't notice how deathly cold it had become. So during the arguments, the 3 leaders were frozen solid. Along with these leaders were their trusted companions. The companions, however, did not hate the other tribes. The unicorn companion, Clover the Clever, noticed the reason for the magical winter. It was being caused by Wendigos, who were essentially equine winter spirits who feed off of hatred and cause blizzards whenever they come into contact with a condensed source of hatred. So as their leaders remained frozen, and as the cold came close to freezing the companions as well, the companions expressed that they enjoyed having each other around, even in such dire circumstances, because at the end of the day, they're all ponies. Before they froze, an intense light shoots out from Clover's horn and creates a giant flame in the shape of a heart. This flame was birthed from the friendship of the companions, and it melted the ice around them. With the flame continuing to burn, the 3 companions enjoyed each other's company by playing games and singing songs. After a while, the 3 frozen leaders began to thaw, and when they were completely free, their frozen hearts had melted as well. They all agreed to get along and be friends. The Wendigos were completely gone by this point, and the never-ending winter came to an end. The 3 races decided to live together in harmony in this new land that they decided to call Equestria. And that's the story of Hearths Warming. It's celebrated in winter like Christmas because the first Hearths Warming occurred during the Wendigo's winter, and ponies give gifts to show how much they care for one another. Why are there Christmas lights and Christmas trees? Other than this obviously being a pony kind of Christmas, I have no in-canon explanation for that. Also, just in case nobody picked up on it, the ponies of Equestria literally have to stay friends and get along, or else the Wendigos will show up and essentially kill everyone in a blanket of ice and snow. So, for everyone out there still unconvinced that MLP is anything other than gumdrops and rainbows, come see me after class. And on that lovely note, if you're enjoying this video, then show me some Christmas cheer by hitting the like button and subscribe for more reviews, rants, and rewrites. Follow me on my socials in the description, and be sure to join our community Discord, the Bell Tower. Link also in the description. If you're still watching at this point, put a Christmas tree emoji in the comments. Thank you! So, now we come back to today's topic, A Hearths Warming Tale, which is Season 6, Episode 8 of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. It stars Best Pony Starlight Glimmer, who just isn't feeling the joy of the holiday, and has read the story of a Hearths Warming tale by her mentor, Twilight Sparkle, in order to lift her spirits and provide some perspective. I love this episode for so many reasons. The number one reason, obviously, because it's a Starlight episode, but there's other great things about it as well. This is one of MLP's famous musical episodes in which 3 or more songs are sang throughout the runtime. From Season 3 to Season 6, it was tradition for the show to have one super high-quality episode where the writing is done super well and is accompanied by top-notch songs. The musical episodes are as follows: Magical Mystery Cure, Pinkie Pride, Crusaders of the Lost Mark, and A Hearths Warming Tale. Each of these are fantastic episodes, with Pinkie Pride being my favorite Pinkie Pie episode, Crusaders of the Lost Mark being my favorite episode of the show, and A Hearths Warming Tale being my favorite Hearths Warming episode. Daniel Ingram, the song composer for Friendship is Magic, brings his A-game whenever full musicals are involved, and it's amazing. A Hearths Warming Tale, in my opinion, has the best consistently good songs of all the musical episodes. Not only are the instrumentals of the songs in this episode done by a live orchestra, but there are also a couple of songs in which a full choir sings, and I tend to love full ensemble songs where even the background ponies sing. Starlight also gets to sing in 3 of these songs, and boy does she have such a nice voice. It's truly criminal that she didn't get to sing more often in the show. Kelly Sheridan's vocals as Starlight are just great in general, and she gives a really fun and emotional performance as Starlight and Snowfall Frost. We'll get to who that is later. And since this accidentally became the music portion of this review, might as well talk about these songs specifically. The first song and true indicator of this being a musical episode is Hearths Warming Eve is Here Once Again, sung by the ponies of Ponyville as they decorate Twilight's castle for the holiday. They sing, "Ponies' voices fill the night, Hearths Warming Eve is here once again. Happy hearts so full and bright, Hearths Warming Eve is here once again. Oh, what a sight, look at the light, all for tonight, Hearths Warming Eve is here once again." Musical episodes in MLP tend to have a song within the first minute, if not 30 seconds of the episode, just as an FYI. And this is a real sweet song. It sounds super cheery and has a real warm and Christmassy feel to it. Though I personally prefer the reprise of the song at the end for completely biased reasons. More on that later. And so, for the next song...
Hey Aloe, shouldn't you just talk about the episode as the events happen? If you talk about the songs first, you'll spoil the story.
Oh, yeah, that's how musicals work. Big story points are told through song. Huh. Well, let's get this review underway. So, after the first song, we see Starlight looking on at the preparations, looking a bit apathetic towards it all. When Twilight and Spike invite her to participate in the festivities, Starlight declines, basically saying it's a pointless holiday just to eat sweets and get gifts. Missing the point of the holiday entirely, Twilight resolves to tell her pupil the story of a Hearths Warming tale. You just gotta love the relationship between Starlight and Twilight. I sort of failed to mention this in my Starlight celebration video, but these two are basically sisters, with Twilight acting as the older sibling. Their bond is just so precious. Boy, was not making Starlight and Alicorn a missed opportunity to parallel her with Luna and Twilight with Celestia. Alas. Anyway, the story begins in Canterlot many, many moons ago and takes place on the eve of Hearths Warming. The main character is a unicorn named Snowfall Frost, in this case being represented by Starlight Glimmer. All characters in this book are represented by ponies in the present. And can I just say how much I appreciate that they gave Starlight her villain hairstyle back just so she can play this character? The attention to detail is just so good. Remember how I said earlier that a Hearths Warming tale is basically a combination of A Christmas Carol and How the Grinch Stole Christmas? Well, Snowfall Frost is basically Ebenezer Scrooge. She hates Hearths Warming and thinks it's a waste of time. Instead of being greedy with her money, though, Snowfall prefers to use her time trying to master magic to better Equestria. Ponies playing and having parties is the opposite of bettering Equestria in her eyes, and she thinks the Wendigos aren't real and were only told to children to scare them into being good and friendly with one another. After her assistant, represented by Rainbow Dash, leaves work early to celebrate the holiday, Snowfall's hatred comes to a boil and she starts to scheme. And thus we have the second song, Say Goodbye to the Holiday. Keeping up with MLP tradition, this villain song is amazing, and the visuals near the end of the song are super well done. I love how you can hear Snowfall's annoyance with the holiday and her malevolent joy in planning its end. This is where the Grinch part comes in. Snowfall is planning on getting rid of Hearths Warming for good by using a spell to make everyone forget that the holiday ever existed. She thinks she's doing every pony a favor and is more than happy to set it into motion. In the song, she says, "Say goodbye to the holiday. Prepare the spell, no hesitation. All memories will fade away. See Equestria's new transformation. No more shall any pony say, Happy Hearths Warming after today." But before she has the chance to cast the spell, the ghost of Hearths Warming past comes to visit her, to warn her against casting the spell. The ghost is played by Applejack, and big shout out to how the animators animated the chill going through Starlight's body when the ghost went through her. The ghost pulls Snowfall into the past, all while singing the third song, Seeds of the Past. This is a sweet song with a bit of a country twang to it. Ashley Ball's vocals are just lovely here. We go back in time to when Snowfall was a child. Back then, she loved to celebrate Hearths Warming, but we soon see that even though she's enthusiastic to do her part in making the holiday awesome so that Equestria will be strengthened, her teacher tells her that only fools believe in this stuff and that she'll be more than useless if she participates, thus crushing her tiny pony spirit and making her hate the holiday and fun in general, rejecting her friends completely. Snowfall recognizes that this is when she became bitter, and when she became miserable. Here are some lyrics from the song. "Then some distress, words so careless, standing there you don't know what to do. Feeling helpless, you can't make it hurt less, so you go and change your point of view. And in that moment, though you didn't know it, your defenses set up walls you built to last, leading to the pony you've become today, and the spell you're about to cast, it all comes from your past." Snowfall's transported back to the present, contemplating things. This is when she's visited by the spirit of Hearths Warming presence. No, not present like the time, actual presence. This spirit is represented by Pinkie Pie. Snowfall sees little point to giving gifts as it just seems like random meaningless stuff. This is when the spirit of Hearths Warming presence, sings the fourth song, Pinkie's Present, sung in an upbeat jazzy melody. This is definitely the most fun song of the episode. Fitting, given who's singing it, as Shannon Chan Kent sounds so delightfully cheery. During this song, Pinkie, the spirit of Hearths Warming presents, give me a break, it's Pinkie Pie, shows Snowfall how presents are given to show someone that you care about them. It doesn't matter how big or small a present is or how expensive. What matters is that it comes from the heart. She sings, "The little things that make it better, little ponies spreading cheer. Give a toy, a hug, a sweater, memories that last all year. The presents always filled with presents, large, medium, and small. Sometimes the most important things aren't very big at all." She then shows Snowfall a party that's going on and how the townspeople, including the ponies represented by Rainbow Dash, Rarity, and Fluttershy, are enjoying each other's company while also gossiping about how much of a stick in the mud Snowfall is. The spirit tries to explain that the reason for the holiday is being with your friends and loved ones. Snowfall is visibly upset by the fun she's missing, as well as knowing how the other ponies see her. When this spirit leaves, Snowfall is surrounded by a wonderfully ominous atmosphere of chilling fog and a blurred-out world. She's then visited by the final spirit, the spirit of Hearths Warming yet to come, represented by Princess Luna. Except, there are no more Hearths Warmings to show since Snowfall succeeded in erasing the holiday. And with this, we have the best song of the episode, Luna's Future. Starlight, I love you, but I gotta give it to Ghost Luna as far as songs go. The instrumentals of this song are breathtaking, honestly some of the best in the entire show. It's just so wonderfully foreboding as we learn how in the future, because no one knows about Hearths Warming or why they celebrate it, the ponies went back to hating one another, thus summoning the Wendigos. The Wendigos proceeded to cause an eternal winter that buried everything under ice and snow, effectively killing every pony. As the spirit puts it, the future should be filled with magic, dreams and wishes brought to life. But the days ahead are dark and tragic, no time for hope when all is strife. Whatever might have been, all the dreams that ponies share, because of you, Snowfall Frost, now the future is a cold nightmare. Snowfall finally sees that the Wendigos are real and that there is a legitimate reason to make friends and connections. Making friends, having fun, helping each other out, and enjoying the present is all for the sake of a good future for her and everyone. Snowfall, now desperate and crying profusely, apologizes for her wrong way of thinking and causing this future. With her heartfelt apology, she finds herself back in the present. Now, I've seen some people not liking this resolution because it seems like Snowfall only reformed because she was scared into changing. And while yes, seeing that bleak future probably gave her the kick she needed to completely change, you could see throughout the story that she was having second thoughts about her worldview and how much it was hurting her, making her miserable and taking away any opportunities to have connections with others. She recognized that she wasn't happy, and neither were others when they were around her. If it was merely that terrible future that made her change, then, technically, she wouldn't need to become friends with anyone. All she'd have to do is not cast the spell, and Hearths Warming is safe. But because she actually changed and wanted those pony connections, she decided to go to the party and give gifts and make friends. Snowfall was finally smiling and having a good time. Her frozen heart was finally melting. Or, her heart grew 3 sizes that day. You know, if we're sticking to the Grinch allegory as well. And with that, the story ends, and Twilight re-invites Starlight to the party, if she wants to, keeping in mind not to pressure her. Starlight thinks about it and decides to join in and have fun with her friends, finally realizing that Hearths Warming is more than just the superficial stuff. In the final song, the Hearths Warming Eve is here once again reprised. Starlight sings, "Hearths Warming Eve is filled with presents, some take you by surprise. A story shared by your good friends that makes your spirits rise. Sometimes you just let go of the past, enjoy the present while it lasts, and really it's not that much to ask with good friends by your side." With Starlight's inclusion, the reprise is better than the initial song, in my opinion, plus her solo there is just really sweet. I love the sentiment and the sincerity behind her singing and her words. Best Pony learned a valuable lesson about friendship, and honestly, no matter how old you get, you can always use some of that. So yeah, that's a Hearths Warming tale. A wonderful episode. Super colorful and vibrant with brilliant animations. It's a story with so much stuff in it that it honestly could have been a 2-parter. And yet, I feel the pacing is perfectly fine. It's a shame what had to be cut out of it though. Apparently Discord was going to be the ghost of Snowfall's old business partner who died, but there wasn't enough time to include that. Regardless, it's pretty apparent that this was a Christmas Carol re-envisioning, so that specific element wasn't truly necessary for the audience to get the point. Starlight shines both as herself and as Snowfall. Then again, what's new? Best Pony is Best Pony. The small things in this episode are fun as well, such as the callback to how the present-day ponies played the parts of the characters similarly to how they did in the past during the first Hearths Warming episode, when they reenacted Equestria's founding. It was also cute to hear Tara Strong's Pinkie Pie voice as she initially auditioned to play Pinkie. Luna also had a different person other than Kazumi Evans singing for her for the first time. This was Aloma Steele's debut as Luna's singing voice, and she nailed it. Kazumi is cool and all, but at this point in the franchise, she was singing for 3 major characters, Rarity, Adagio, Dazzle, and Luna, and they all sounded virtually the same. So giving Luna a different voice helps her to stand out, and I'm here for it. Speaking of Luna, a small gripe I have with the episode is the lack of Celestia, i.e. Best Princess. Though I suppose I understand why she's not there. Technically, Celestia was the ruler of Equestria during the time span of the story, so having her play someone other than herself would have been weird. Then again, we don't know when the story takes place in relation to Luna's banishment, so for all we know, Luna could have been ruling at that time as well. I doubt it, but it's possible. Regardless, they could have had Celestia play herself or something. I don't know. No, wait, at the very least, invite the princesses to the party so I can see Celestia in the episode in some capacity. Oh well. Still a solid episode. And while it doesn't 100% correlate to Christmas, given the reason for the season is to celebrate the birth of Christ, I can still get behind sharing the time with loved ones and appreciating what they do for you. God gave us his greatest gift out of his love for us, and we celebrate by thanking him, of course, and also by giving gifts to each other to show our love for one another. So, at the end of the day, love is the center of it all. And I'm glad I got to share this message with all of you. Alright, thank you everyone for making it this far. Bell and I would like to wish you a Merry Christmas.
It's been a super fun year, and I'm so happy to officially be a part of this channel. Thank you everyone for welcoming me and being so nice.
And thank you everyone in general. My channel has grown so much since last year, and I thank God quite often for all of you. You all really are a blessing, and I don't ever want to take that for granted. So we hope your holiday season is bright and filled with much happiness.
And may the new year be amazing.
I've got some cool stuff planned for 2023, and I'm super hoping the algorithm won't hate me for it. Keep me in your prayers, guys. I'll be taking the last few weeks of the year off because I'm honestly burnt out.
You know, it's your own fault for thinking you need to upload stuff every week.
It's not even just that. I have a day job as well, and it's a lot. I need a vacation. So I plan on just chilling. In any case, I'm the artistic Aloubell.
And I'm Bell.
Merry Christmas to all. And as for 2022, that's all there is. There isn't any more.